Hello traders, let's talk about buying calls and puts. We'll go through what it actually means, how buying options works, and what makes you make money or lose money, and how you enter or exit a trade properly. All of this in 5 minutes. So what is a long option? When I say long options, I mean buying options. When you buy a call, we know that you have the right to buy a stock at a certain price. And when you buy a put, you have the right to sell stock at a certain price. So you're not buying the stock, you're buying a contract, and its value is based on what the stock is doing. Remember, call, we're going up, and puts, we're going down. When we long an option, means we are buying an option. Now, let's talk about the option price. When you buy an option, you pay the premium. That's the price of the contract, because buying options means buying contracts. The premium is your max risk. So if you buy an option for $2, you're risking $200 per contract. Why? Because one contract is 100 shares. Not more, that's it, that's your risk. Now, your premium is made of two parts. One is called intrinsic value, which means what it's worth right now. And then you have the extrinsic value, what it could be worth before expiration. So most of what you pay when you buy an option is time and volatility, not only direction. So remember, an option is a contract. One contract is 100 shares. And the premium that you pay for this option is made of intrinsic and extrinsic value. Now, we need to understand what makes an option move. So when you buy an option, as soon as you get into an option trade, there are three things that move the value of this option. Number one is direction. That's easy. Did the stock, the underlying, move the way I want it? Did it move up? Did it move down? If I bought a call, I want the stock to move up. If I bought a put, I want it to move down. Now, time. Time is so important in options trading because every day the option loses value. It's called time decay. Now, the volatility is how much the market expects the stock to move. That's also really important if you are long options. So you need to be right not only on direction with options, but even with time and volatility. So you need to be right fast enough. And ideally, there hasn't to be a volatility crash. That's a problem that you would find, for example, in stock earnings. But that's a subject for another lesson. So remember, the moment you buy an option, you need to deal with direction, time, and volatility. So when you hear people losing money, even when the stock goes the way we wanted it, when they bought an option, they expect the stock to do something. And even if the stock does it, if you don't consider time and volatility, you could still lose money. Now, how do we enter an option trade? So to enter an option trade, we should have a few things. A clear directional idea. So what's our analysis? What do we think the stock is going to do? It's going to go up or down? And then you choose based on that. If we're buying calls or we're buying puts. A reason for timing. So there was a breakout, there's a trend continuation, or there's some catalyst that will make you think that that stock would move. And you need to have enough time. So when we buy options, because time decay is so important, we need to buy ourselves enough time. Usually, when you're long an option, you should have at least 3 weeks to expiration. And that's why most beginners lose, because they don't buy themselves enough time, or they put on a trade when the move has already happened, so they're just chasing, or they enter when volatility is extremely high and then it crashes. How do we exit the trade? So to exit a long option, that can be done in 3 ways. You hit your target. So you take profit. We don't wait until expiration in case of buying options. Or you were wrong and you accept it, so you exit early. Or time stop. So nothing happens and the time decay starts hurting you. So if nothing happens means if the stock doesn't move up or down, you just keep losing value because of time decay. So you need to exit. You don't have to hold and hope. At least when we're talking about long options. There are other type of strategies where you can and you must wait until expiration. But this is not the case. So, buying options is fairly simple. The calls are bullish, the puts are bearish. Your risk is your premium. Your enemy is time and volatility. And your edge is good timing and obviously discipline. So remember, options are dangerous when people don't understand how they work. But if you understand this structure, you'll be just fine. See you next time.